Yeah,
Remembrance.
Shiva list, remembrance, yeah, that's good.
Remembrance list. I feel so much more secure with the mask on. I don't know if it's a false sense of security, but it just makes me feel a lot less paranoid.
Yeah, well, look, it's also a good reminder of the time we're in, right?
Not to touch your face, too.
Yeah, so true. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll welcome you into our virtual sanctuary. As you come in, make sure to take your prayer book. It is available online. You can get it pretty easily at the CCAR website or URJ, the Mishkan Tefillah, and I believe that we have the link on our website. Believe it or not, this is Rabbi Alex, and that's Cantor Frank over there, and Paul Staley. We may look a little different, sound a little different, but it's still us. We're really blessed to be together tonight. We're sad not to be physically present with one another, but sometimes it's just about doing the best we can. We certainly know that on Passover. So we're going to be singing together, praying together, and maybe not in person, but certainly spiritually together. So again, we're using Mishkan Tefillah, and we are going to be looking at page 129 in the prayer book to start off with a prayer welcoming the beloved, welcoming Shabbat. It's one we've never done that I know of before.
Well, it is the custom during Passover to either read or chant from the Song of Songs. So I figured that would be a beautiful just excerpt from the Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, for my Passover contribution.
Wonderful. It's also reminds us of what's important in life, when we think about love and we think about our text and just being together in that way. So again, it's on page 129 in the middle. It's Kol Dodi. It's from the Song of Songs, chapter 2, verse 8. If you can look it up that way as well.
Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba, Metaregal Heharim, Mekafet al Hakevot, Metaregal Heharim, Mekafet al Hakevot, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba, Metale Kol Harim, Mekafetz al Hakavot, Metale Kol Harim, Mekafetz al Hakavot. Try with me. Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi, Kol Dodi Neseba. Hark, my beloved comes leaping over the mountains, bounding over the hills. I really see it as the voice of my beloved, Kol Dodi. But
Yeah, well, I think about those hills in Jerusalem and just how people connect to each other a little differently. Okay, so it's that time of the night where I call our synagogue president. Bruce, if you're out there, I'm going to call you right now, and he's going to offer our welcoming. I wish I could call God this way. That would be fun. Hi, Bruce. All right, I'm going to put you on speakerphone. Hold on just 1 second. All right, I think you're good now.
Okay, great. Well, Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi and Kansas and Paul. And Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and happy Passover. I hope you all are having the best holiday possible under the circumstances. Passover is a time when we want to be with our family and friends. This year, our congregation Shir Shalom family may be separated, but we're still connected. We are connected to the temple, and we are connected to each other. I am so pleased that so many of you have taken advantage of the Passover resources we've made available to you. Would you believe the virtual Seder the Rabbi and Cantor put together has had nearly 300 views on YouTube? Dozens of people and families took part in last night's Seder sing-along on Zoom, and this is just in the last 2 days. We will continue to provide as many opportunities as we can on our live stream, on Zoom, on Facebook, on YouTube, you name it. We'll have a list of the upcoming events later during the announcements, and we will continue to keep you informed via email, social media, and on the temple website and app. I do want to say a special thank you to those of you who have volunteered to help in our program by calling members who need some social contact or helping with deliveries. Others have called or emailed to ask what you can do for the temple. I am so proud of our temple family, and thank you for being part of that family. Shabbat Shalom.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bruce. And luckily, we're going to have your voice again at the end of the service for the announcement. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. And until then, you can text me. All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right. One of the things I've been noticing is we've been hearing a lot of great responses. People have really reached out, gone out of their way to Cantor and I to express thanks, and it really means a lot because we actually don't know who's listening or who's paying attention, and we don't know what our work is actually contributing to because there's a disconnect with you not being present in the room. And I thought it'd be fun tradition to start tonight to actually make a surprise call because I know there's a number of people out there listening. We'll see how this goes. I haven't told the person that I'm calling. So we'll see if they pick up. Let's see.
Is this a mystery person?
This is a mystery person, and this person watches with someone else. So it's actually two people. Oh no, it didn't go through. Oh, we'll try one more time.
Yeah. This is.
No, of course not. All right. We'll next time we'll try. I'll try to think if we can surprise someone else. But if you tell me, or if you'd like us to call at the beginning of the service so we can kind of hear people's voice, we'll try that. I'll see if I can text this person. Maybe they can listen.
Did it say what the problem was?
Oh, it just went right to voicemail. All right, so I'll surprise them. I wanted to reach out to Rella Chorus and Shirley Feld because I know they watch to go over Amberley, but. So if you're out there, I'll try you a little bit later and just have your phone on so you can hear us. Maybe you're watching with us. All right, so we're ready now. Well, let's take a moment actually to center ourselves wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes. We're here, wherever you are, whatever space you're in. We take time to just be present. I want you to imagine that your spiritual community surrounds you right now. I want you to imagine all the people that you love most in this world. And I want you to send out good thoughts to them. I want you to feel all of our presence wherever you are, whenever you're listening or watching this recording. And I want you to feel a little less alone. I want you to feel a little more connected to each other. So take time, as we often do, to reflect on this past week. Sometimes weeks can feel like months, and certainly the last few It's hard to believe this is our fourth Shabbat, our fourth Friday night, doing it in this way. It feels like eons ago when we were together. But take my time to think about a few moments, maybe small moments. Maybe it was the beautiful sunshine we had towards the middle of the week. Maybe it was the snow, beautiful snow that fell the last couple days. Maybe it was just a small interaction with someone you loved, a book that you read, something that spoke to your heart. I want you to find that moment. I want you to cherish it. So much more important that we cherish it today. And anything that you're holding on to, sadness that you couldn't have seders together in the same way, that maybe you didn't have the foods or the company that you wanted at your seders. Anger, sadness at the world. Sadness, maybe someone you love is suffering or even has died. Maybe you feel that suffering. I want you to hold on to that for a minute and let that go as well. We're going to go into the service, at least for a brief respite, being fully present with one another. So let's do that. We have our candles lit over here. We lit that together. Everyone's always invited while we're in this period at 6:45 on our Zoom. There's a link on our Facebook page. But if you want to turn to the candle lighting, which is on page 120, if you haven't already lit your candles, light them. Or turn on lights around you. That's the original purpose, anyways, of candles. And we bring that love and light from the external world into our heart as we recite the prayer. And I'll turn this over to Cantor to recite, page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are these candles that light our way through Shabbat and light our way through this joyous holiday of Passover. We're going to turn to the Kiddush, which is on 123. I'm going to go get our Kiddush, getting the Kiddush wine that Kyle prepared, and please join with me, recite together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitchanu mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yavav ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh b'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yava u'vratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Blessed be this day of the Sabbath and also Shabbat of Passover. It's a little harder to drink it when you got a mask on. Before we turn to L'chadodi, I just have a poem. I was thinking a lot about our garbage collectors. Of course, I noticed an article in the paper this week that people were coming out and thanking them like never before, that there's something about normal life happening. And I found this in my collection that I wrote in Israel many years ago.
Sorry.
Oh, no problem. It has to do with normal life in Israel, which is a little bit different. It's called A Garbage Man in Israel. In Jerusalem, I saw a garbage man wearing a kippah. He had a gray, bushy beard like a shtetl rabbi and was dressed all in blue. As I crossed Yehuda Street from my apartment on Gideon, I saw him on the back of his truck traveling towards the railroad tracks. A secular Israeli by his side, and they were talking as the truck sped away. Two Jews conversing over the sound of traffic. In a few minutes, I would be in a class, leaning over my tractate of Pesachim, my hands filled with thousands of years of Jewish tradition, while his hands would be dripping kinley in layers of Israeli disposables. We each in our own way would be sifting through Jewish history. So we take that in mind as we think about the thankfulness of normal life, and we bring in Shabbat into this broken world. We bring in that joy, just like we did with Shir Shirim just a couple minutes ago. It's on page 138 in your prayer book. We're going to sing the first 3 verses. In the 9th verse, I encourage you to rise, face your doorway, and bow as if the Shabbat bride has made it into your room. And then greet whoever you have, or just greet us if there's no one else with you.
Try with me. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela Shamor v'zachar b'dibor echad hishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemo tiferet v'litchina lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki mekor haberacha me'rosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava tehina lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat lekabela mikdash melech עם מלוכה, קומיצי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט, בימי כפה וחוי החמול, עלייך חמלה, לך דודי, לקראת כלה, בני שבת, נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה תוך אמוני המסגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה
So I got some good news. Rella has turned on her phone, so we're going to try this again. All right, Rella, if you're out there, let's see if we can hear you and Shirley. Oh, it's ringing. Hi, Rella. All right, I'm going to put you on. And is Shirley there with you? All right, one of you, I'm going to put you on speaker so you can wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Okay. Good news.
All right, it's up to you now. Wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
You were here.
All right, say Shabbat Shalom to everyone, Rella.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
All right, so glad to hear you. I feel like you're with us now. All right, hello, Shirley, too.
Can we do this like all night? Just
Oh, I
start
know.
calling people. You call someone, I call someone. You call someone, I call someone.
Text me if you want. Text Cantor me. I also wanted to hold up these beautiful signs. I went by Sheila Bernard Tucker's place, gave her one of our prayer books that we have, and her grandchildren made these beautiful pictures for Passover. So I really appreciated that. They're really beautiful.
Sweet.
All right. So now we are ready as community. Oh, we forgot. Shalom Aleichem. So we're going to turn to 142. We welcome the Shabbat bride. Let's welcome in the Shabbat angels.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochel Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedekhem Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Amalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
I feel those beautiful angels on us, helping us in this difficult time. Page 146. I encourage you to either to stretch your knees or to rise if you are able, and we'll recite the Baruch Hu together, our call to community.
La 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 la
on the top of 147. Please join with me wherever you are. There is one who sings the song of his own life, finding everything within himself. There is one who leaves the circle of herself and sings the song of her people. There is one whose voice rings with the song of humanity, hoping for the highest perfection. And there is one who rises even higher, uniting with all creatures, with all worlds, filling the universe with song, Nivarech. We turn to Ahavat Olam, our praise of love in this world, page 150. 150.
אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה.
Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. Praised are you, God, who loves your people of Israel, loves us all. Page 152, 153, Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated as we turn to the V'ahavta, page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני Otahem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
So today we watched the most important Passover movie. Would you guess what it could be?
The most important Passover
For my
movie?
kids, what do you think would be the...
Is there a Rugrats Passover movie?
They do have that, actually. No, but they've never seen. Rugrats is before their
Yeah, I
time.
know, but they're so cute. Let's see, the Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt, right. It's
Which
not the Ten
I
Commandments.
haven't seen yet, and my daughters keep begging me, and maybe that's something I should do tonight, since I don't sleep anyway. When I leave here, go home and watch The Prince of Egypt, 'cause apparently it's on Netflix and everything now.
Yeah, I
or
think
is it
that's where
Amazon?
we watched it. It's wonderful. Actually, it came out in 1999. I know
Oh,
that.
can't believe
I was
it.
teaching sixth grade.
1999?
And I was teaching, and we surprised our kids. 1998, I think, actually.
Oh, okay.
We surprised our kids by all the sixth graders, and we took them to Prince of Egypt while we were studying about Egypt. So it was really, really cool. And it's a wonderful movie because the characters in the movie, it's not, first of all, they have a lot darker skin than, the original Ten Commandments.
Rabbi, you could,
I got to do a little higher.
Oh, no.
Do I have it
you
upside
can
down?
actually indent it to the top so it fits your face.
You know
You
what?
have it on
I think I have it
upside
upside down.
Oh,
That's probably what's
so it has
happening.
like a wire on the top, and then you could bend it to fit your face right in there.
Oh my God, it's brilliant.
You look
Thank
so
you.
uncomfortable.
No, now it's much better. I feel like it was just going down now.
So they have darker, well, because
they have darker skin.
Eastern.
The women are much more central in it. It's wonderful.
And I heard the music is fabulous, and I don't really know why. I haven't watched it like 100 times already.
Yeah, they have a bunch of Hebrew songs, including one dedicated to my wife, Ashiru Ladonai, Kito.
But you know what? I probably understand why, having raised 3 children and each one, years after and then the years after. Both my husband and I don't like to watch too many animated things anymore. So by the time it came out, we were like, no, nothing animated, please, nothing animated. And we have to get over that really quick.
Well, it's a wonderful movie. The music especially is great. And my kids, especially my youngest, Noam, he was asking, well, what's the real story? Because they change it a little bit. They have Moses and Ramses as being raised together, and they're kind of competing with one another. They have a whole chariot race. It's very cute. But I was trying to explain that the story is always changing, that's okay, that we can tell stories and that we can continue to tell. And I wanted to read just a beautiful poem of reimagining the Exodus, or Sinai.
Rabbi, I'm just going to go take care of something.
Oh, no problem, no problem.
And we'll come back to the Mimosa.
Yeah, so this is called Sinai, and it's by a poet who I met years ago, Meryl Feld, and she really switches everything around in thinking about how that experience of going through the wilderness was. The men rushed ahead. They always do, in battle to defend us, in eagerness to get the best view, to be there with each other as a community. We followed later. Some of us waited till we were done nursing. Others waited to go together with those who were still nursing. Most of us were herding several children, carrying a heavy 2-year-old on one hip. It's hard to move forward quickly with a heavy 2-year-old on one hip. Last came the very pregnant ones. When you're that far along, it's your instinct to be afraid of crowds, afraid of being jostled. You hang back, you feel safer being last. Anyways, I was one of the ones with a heavy 2-year-old on one hip. Such a sweet body he had, warm, soft, delicious flesh. He was afraid of the noise. He clung to me so tightly, his fingers in my neck, his face buried in my neck. I showered him with little kisses, not so much to comfort him, as out of habit and my pleasure. The earth shook, it vibrated, and so did I. My chest, my legs, all vibrating. I sank to my knees, all the while with this little boy attached to me, trying to merge himself back into me. I closed my eyes to be there more intensely. It all washed over me, wave upon wave upon wave, and afterwards the stillness of a nation, a people who had been flattened, forever imprinted, slowly raising themselves, rising again from the earth. How to hold on to that moment, washed, cleaned, reborn, holy silence. So I wanted to bring that into the Michamocha tonight. Let's think about our own journeys, how we imagine that time many thousands of years ago, however it happened or didn't happen. Page 158, Michamocha. Bless you, God, who redeems us even in difficult, trying times. We're going to turn to page 160 for the Hashkivenu. This is about the darkness of night coming on, our fears, and being there together. 160.
Let's try that English part. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let's try that. Let there be peace and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be your shelter from life's storms. And we are in a storm.
It's a beautiful song. Thank you.
We are in the midst of a raging storm,
Yeah.
but it looks like we're battling it.
Hopefully we're hitting that turning point, right? Page 164, and encourage you to rise if you're able for the Amidah, the standing prayer, our tefillah, our central prayer where we address God with our concerns and needs. Page 164, and Cantor will continue on through 170.
You guys all know this from the High Holy Days. Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Anananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ananananana Adonai, Ananananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur v'Hanora, Enayon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Vekoneh Hakol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevii Geula Lifnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magid Abraham v'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibur le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol, Atah Rav le'hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chayim b'chesed, Mechayei hakol, Berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir azubrim, Umekayim emunato, Lishednei avar, V'chamocham ba'al gevurot, Umidobelach melech mevit umechayei umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atar hachayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayei hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom Yehallelu chaserna, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue quietly with our own prayers, both for Shabbat and for Pesach, and we'll continue until page 178 in just a couple of minutes with Shalom Rav. Take time for your own prayers, whatever they may be, and then we'll resume in just a couple of minutes.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Li'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Li'olam. Ki Ata Melech Adon לכל השלום, כי אתה מלך גדול, לכל השלום. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam. Tasim Le'olam.
Beautiful. I also want to recognize Paul over there, one of our triumphant, and however we say it, the three of us, just the three of us here.
Well,
And thank you for being here, Paul.
I would say for Paul, I think it's a little bit easier for him to play the organ wearing a mask than it is for me singing while wearing a mask. It's a very special feeling right now. Sometimes I feel like I'm panicking, like when I go to take air in, it goes up against my mouth and closes off the air. But so far, so good.
Well, you sound
It's
great.
just a new reality. We have to take, just while we get through these next few weeks or next couple months or whatever it be, we just got to just keep maintaining the status quo so all of us can remain healthy, right? So
true.
just one layer on top of another, here we are by ourselves, right? Here we are distancing, and then the next level during this still very end of the ramp up, we're here with that extra protection, the masks.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things you're pointing out there is, we've been here 4 weeks, and each week's really been a little different. We started off with also Bruce and Joanne joining us on that first Shabbat, Friday night, 22 days ago, which...
It feels like you're saying, like a lifetime. It certainly does feel like at least a year, like that was a year ago.
Yeah, and we've progressed to now wearing masks. So it's been changing, and in between, of course, the world has changed. Jewishly, we're in Passover. We've made the journey from that week of the 13th, which was the tail end of Purim, all the way to one of our most important and beloved holidays, Passover. And we've kind of marked time. And we're actually in the really interesting time in the Jewish year that started last night and will continue on into the next holiday, Shavuot. We're sort of in one holiday immersed fully in Passover with its matzah and all of its various traditions. But we've actually started to work our way to the next holiday, which is in 49 days or 48 days from now, which is Shavuot. And there's some sense of a connection, like brackets, that the holidays fit together in the same way that Lent and Easter in the Christian world fit together, that one is connected to the other. We are going, if we were living biblically, we'd be in Jerusalem, then we would return home, and then we'd come back to Jerusalem. There's a beautiful poem in our prayer book on page 479, if you're able to get to it, page 479, that we often read at these times of the Shalosh Regalim, which are the 3 holidays of Regel, of our walking. And I love this poem. It's, one does not travel to Jerusalem, one returns, one ascends. The road taken by generations, the path of longing on the way to redemption. One brings rucksacks stuffed with memories to each mountain and each hill. In the cobbled white alleyways, one offers a blessing for memories of the past which have been renewed. One does not travel to Jerusalem, one returns. This poem really gives that sense of how every year we return to Passover, like we've been on a journey, loving Jerusalem. And you can see in that poem I read at the beginning, as much as I do, I've lived there for a number of years, and it really seeps into your soul. And especially that climb, I can't imagine walking up the mountain. It's quite a journey, whether you're coming from the north or the south, up to the hills of Jerusalem. It would take some time, but it's also really joyous being able to rise up there. But we're in this moment of counting. And I think it actually might be the most important ritual. It's not a ritual that we often use in the liberal world. It's become more in vogue over years, which is called the counting of the Omer. If you turn to page 570 in your prayer books, you can see this counting. It's really the simplest commandment we have, which is simply to count. It's something that we learned from an early age. In maybe nursery school, we learned to count. I remember fondly going off to preschool with my 4 girlfriends. We went down. I was in a carpool with four girls and I, and we would count to 100 every single time. And I still remember just that feeling of pride. Hey, I can count to 100. There's something about counting. The blessing itself that we say, it started last night at the second night Seder. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer. It just means, blessed are you for the counting of the Omer. Omer is a tiny bit of grain that you would store away so you keep track and you remember that's exactly how many days I have to get back to Jerusalem. You started in Jerusalem in Passover, that's where you are. And you start the counting as you go back home, and then you continue. So what does this period of counting have to do with where we are right now? We seem to be in this time that you can't count because we don't know where we're going. Just this past week, the governor extended the amount of time of social distancing in our state till April 29th. It didn't even make the front page of the news. In fact, it was on the 5th page of the Buffalo News. We only received notice from our schools today, the superintendent of the Amherst schools, to tell us of that, with the expectation that much more will follow from that. But we actually don't know. We don't know how to plan or how to move forward. Counting means something different than it did. So how does that connect us to the Omer? To explain, I actually want to take us to the ritual of the candle lighting on Hanukkah. That is another moment of counting. You know, what are we doing when we light the candles? We're counting. We're counting the days, make sure that we reach the 8 days. The Omer and the Hanukkah candles are connected in that way as one of the ways that we specifically mark moments by counting them. So just a couple of weeks ago, or last week actually, we have a new Talmud study that meets Thursdays at 8 o'clock on Zoom. We have a small group, and we were studying about the counting of the Hanukkah candles from the tractate of Shabbat 21b. And there we learned the most important lesson of Hillel and Shammai, who both of them were often in disagreement, loving disagreement. Machlochet l'shem hashamayim, a disagreement in the name of heaven. Shammai, of course, many of you are familiar, starts with 8 candles and goes to 1. And Hillel started with 1 and goes to 8. In the Talmud, they try to figure out exactly how, because Hillel and Shammai had lived long time before the rabbis of the Talmud. They were some of the very early rabbis of record. All we know is their behavior. We actually don't know why they did things. So the Talmud tries to investigate, asking questions. Why did Shammai start with 8 and Hillel start with 1? What were they thinking? First, the obvious answers, which are you start with 8 because you're counting down towards something. And Hillel starts with 1 and goes to 8 because he's counting up towards something. They're both counting, but just counting differently. One is starting with the final number and going to the end, and the other one is starting with the beginning number and going to the final number. Of course, with Shammai, it's actually quite a lot easier because you're starting with the amount of candles. And if you didn't have a menorah that looks exactly like this, and you could light as many oil lamps as you could, you know exactly where you're starting because you're continuing to go less and less and less, and it's a lot easier. You also know you have enough oil to store. And they continue to suggest many different reasons until finally they say, we side with Hillel. Why? Not because there's anything that Hillel said that makes it any better than what Shammai said, only that they offer that Hillel said we should always go up in holiness. In other words, just like our bima is raised, we're going towards holiness, not going down. So what does this have to do with this time period we're in? Well, one of the participants that night was Dr. Sharon Kramer. It was her first time in our group, and it was really at the end of our discussion. And she said, you know what? Counting down and counting up. I understand this viscerally by where we are right now. Because you can't count down to something you don't know where it's going. You can only count up. When we don't have a date at the end, we don't know that 49th day, we don't know where we're going, you can only count up, hoping that you arrive, not knowing when arrival will be. And so we begin the Omer tonight with the second day of the first week of 7 weeks, as we lead to Shavuot. Will we be done May 29th, the 28th, I believe? Will we be back to normal? Will you be here with us? We don't know. But I suggest, as we go through this period, start your own count. For us, it's easy because these are our Shabbats. This is our fourth Friday, our 22nd day of this process, this grueling endeavor that we're on. I don't know how many more Shabbats we'll have, but we'll continue to count up, knowing that at the end, just like at the end of the Omer, there is joy, there is happiness, knowing that one day we will find our way to the end. I don't know how many days or how many weeks that will be, but I feel like in that moment there will be a relief, God willing. There will be an ebb of the pain, a freedom. Hopefully it will be during good weather, and we will feel how special and how wonderful. I want you, in your own way, whether it's marking it on Facebook, the day that you're in or the week that you're in, find your own ritual, mark it on the calendar, because you know at the end there is joy. May we always, like Hillel suggests, go up in holiness, trying to find that moment when we can all be together again. Shabbat Shalom. So strange at the end. All right. We're going to...
So much to think about,
Yeah.
you know, counting the Hillel, the Shammai of this period.
Here, come to your mic, because they can't hear you over here.
Well, so much to think about, the Hillel or the Shammai of this period. My first reaction was to count down, to diminish, because of uncertainty. But you're right, add the light and count up.
Yeah, it's a little bit about optimism and pessimism at this time period, too. Are we going up the mountain? They keep talking about that. You know, we talk about going up to Jerusalem. Are we going up, or are we on the way down? When you're on the mountain, you can't always tell where you are. You know, unless you're on Mount Everest. But Mount Sinai or the mountains in the Middle East, it doesn't work that way. So we're going to now turn to our healing prayer. And some of you have been sending forth people that you'd like us to mark, and please continue to do so, either to myself or to Nancy or Cantor. And unfortunately, the notices we've been getting are people that are suffering from COVID-19, most especially. So I got a message today from Charlene Ripsick, whose sister, Robin Mordaunt Kress, is suffering, likely because there's not enough testing to know, with COVID-19. If you could send your prayers her way. I'm going to read our continued list. Chad Ayers, Vivian Burstein, Peter Coyle, Kathy and Chris Crawford, Lorraine Dweck, Joyce Gafter, Don Galinsky, Greg Hill, Erica Horwitz, Janice Nomi Kent, Marcy Leonard, Diane Lynch, Natasha Kokin, Carolyn Kozmowski, Stephen Kokin, Cindy McCulick, Fern Middleman, Cindy and Fern. I know Fern returned home, so welcome back, Fern, if you're listening. Robin Mordaunt Kress, David Parizo, Larry Perlitz, Mohan Chetier, Carol Silverman, Gail Siskin, Howard Smallin, Flora Sneh, Laura Spire, James Steinhorn, Abraham ben Moshe, Sarah bat Chaya, Malka bat Naphtali, Gershon ben Shlomo, Caleb ben bat Miriam, and Miriam Friedel. So send your own prayers. I'm praying for you guys as well, both Cantor and I and Paul. We send prayers out to you to stay as far away from COVID as you can. And we'll turn in our prayer book to the Misha Berach prayer from Debbie Friedman, page 370, page 370.
make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mir sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
A complete healing of body and soul. I invite you to rise, page 586 for Aleinu. 586.
עלינו לשבח, לדוד הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וקורבננו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 591.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
And we turn to the mourner's Kaddish. And unfortunately, we have several losses this week of people who died of the COVID-19. And first, I'd like to see if Cantor wants to say anything. Her Mike's cousin, Dave Bushman, died. Did you want to say anything about his life?
There was a Zoom memorial service today that I witnessed and took part of, and it was very, very touching. He had many, many, many more years ahead of him. He was a healthy and a vibrant man. He was a pioneer and a counselor and a speaker and an advocate for the BRCA gene. And he actually just finished a book. He had a number of deaths in his family, in his immediate family, from breast cancer. I think there were 4 deaths from breast cancer in his immediate family. So he was he ran support groups, and he was really a pioneer in all this for years. Now, of course, we've all heard about it, but when this was first coming out, and there were many members of his support groups that came into this Zoom chat, which at one point swelled to 100 people.
My gosh.
And how much he had touched them and helped them, with their diagnosis and their, decisions, difficult decisions that they needed to make once they had understood that they were, a carrier of it, or, So it was very touching today, and my heart goes out to the immediate family, and our extended family is grieving, and he had many friends, far and wide. through his BRCA research and advocacy.
Beautiful. May his memory be for a blessing. We also got notified today, Barry Heitner's father, William Heitner, passed. And it was out in eastern Massachusetts. And because of what's going on, he's not able to be present at the funeral, whatever will be happening. So in our small way, we're going to mark it and send extended love out to Barry about his father, who had a beautiful life. Let me just read what he sent me. William Heitner, 96, of Peabody and formerly of Chelsea and Revere, passed peacefully on Thursday, April 9th, at Care One Nursing Home, Peabody, Massachusetts. He was the beloved husband of the late Lorraine Heitner. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, he was the son of the late Harry and Dora Silverstein Heitner. William worked for the MBTA for many years. William served in the Air Force during World War II as an aircraft mechanic. Those left to cherish his memory are his son, Barry Heitner, his wife Connie of East Amherst, his daughter Donna Heitner of Peabody, grandsons Connor Heitner, Holden Heitner, and his wife Sarah, and their daughter Reagan. Barry will be at the Jewish Community Center in Danvers, Massachusetts, with memorial contributions to the Boston Food Bank. Barry added in his note to me, his father lived a long life. He was an avid Red Sox fan and enjoyed playing the game when young. He enjoyed summer at the beach, picnics at local parks with friends, and going to a resort in the Catskills. He enjoyed playing poker and bridge. He was a hard worker dedicated to providing for his family. He worked the MBTA subway system and occasionally the U.S. Post Office. Barry told me that his father, even in the midst of a strike, he was such a hard worker, he went out and found new work to make sure to support his family. So Barry, if you're out there, we send lots of love your way, and may your father's memory be for a blessing. Other losses this week, Helen Singh, who was the wife of Surjit Singh, a good friend of mine, and our thoughts and prayers are with his whole family. He was the first Sikh in this area, and that was Helen and Surjit together. And Surjit passed, I think, last year, and now Helen, so our prayers are with the family. We also lost Lorraine Dweck, the sister of Myra Horowitz. On Shloshim list, Donald Barish, Patricia Campbell, and Jerome Michaels. On our yard site list, Izzy Barasco, Christopher Brzezinski, Albert Cohen, Edith Crandall, Isidore Falkowitz, Cicely Fox, Gary Friedferdig, Sarah Gelman, Aaron Goldberg, Jenny Gorbate, Richard Sanford Horowitz, Dr. Joseph House, Madge Johnson, Hela Kaminsky, Harry Karch, Samuel Kotlov, Fanny Kranitz, Louis Kranitz, Ralph Kushner, Bessie Lane, Dr. Alfred Liederman, Russell Lewis, Fega Baruch Lipsitz, Samuel Mackler, Frank Moscow, Perry Nadal, Maurice Oskowitz, Sidney L. Oskowitz, Victor Prizanek, Karen Rank, Edward Reese, Joyce Rubin, David Schreiber, Samuel Sherman, Rosalind Stringer, Rose Stolberg, Harry Tubin, Benjamin Ungerleader, Carol Wool, and Dora Wolpin. If you have other names, please offer them. Of course, we think about the many who lost their lives to COVID. Almost 2,000 this past week so far, or more, I think. So if your custom it is to rise, please rise. The prayer is on page 598. Yitgadal, v'yitkadash, shemei rabbah, v'alma divra chirete, v'yamlik malchute, v'chayachon u'v'yamachon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach leolam olmei olmaya. Yitbarak v'yishtabak v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechamata Damiran Bialma, Vimaru, Amen. Yehesh Lamaraba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Vimaru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Bimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, Vimaru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all Israel and to all the world, and we say, Amen. Zikranam Livracha. You may be seated. I'll turn now back to our synagogue president, Bruce. If you're out there, I'm going to call you in a minute once I can put my code in properly.
You know, while you're doing that, I just
Sure.
also want to say that in their family there was a man who died of breast cancer. So
Yeah.
it could happen to anyone, and he was an advocate for getting tested, and he was relentless in that, making sure that if there was any history in your family, to go get tested so you know, so you can help your children know and your grandchildren know.
Such important work. Hopefully saved many people's lives, no doubt. All right, I'm calling up Bruce to give us the announcements. Congregation, cheer shalom. All right, you're on.
Excellent. Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, again. I just wanted you to know that we had very high hopes for the rabbi doing the announcements, but after last week, we had to step in, so we'll be doing it this way from now on. However, we do want to say a very special thank you to the Rabbi, the Cantor, and Paul Staley for a wonderful service again tonight. We very much appreciate your efforts in maintaining our Erev Shabbat service and bringing this connection to our members. Tomorrow morning, our Saturday virtual offerings will include Torah study at 9 a.m., our Shabbat morning service at 11 a.m. Both will be available by Zoom video conferencing. Go to our website for the links. We will be having a Passover Yitzchar service next Wednesday morning at 10:30, and that will be done via live stream. That service will last about 30 minutes. Meditation moment will return this Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. with Dr. Yunita Foster. That will be via Zoom. Laughter yoga will be next Thursday at 3 o'clock p.m. with Dr. Ellen Franke, also by Zoom. Please join us for a little spirituality and a little laughter. Speaking of spirituality, Rabbi Alex will be doing Talmud study next Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. on Zoom. I mentioned earlier our Shir Shalom Outreach Program, which is connecting members and other members. We're looking for volunteers still to make phone calls to congregants in need of social contact or to deliver groceries or prescriptions. And we're looking for members who would like to receive the phone calls or need help with the deliveries. If you're interested in either, please contact Nancy Gory in the Temple office. I mentioned earlier that we had nearly 300 views of the virtual Passover Seder on Zoom and had many, many people taking part in last night's Seder sing-along. We enjoyed sharing them with you, and we hope you enjoyed them as much as we enjoyed sharing them. Next Friday, of course, we have Erev Shabbat services being done via live stream. If you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to me, Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, or Joanne. We are here for you. And I just want to mention one thing, Rabbi. I mentioned this to you earlier, but we make the best of our situation, and we look for the brightness in all of this. And because on Wednesday night I did a Seder with Mom, and it was just her and me on FaceTime, I was the youngest, and I got to ask the 4 questions. And I haven't done that in about 30 years. So we make the best of it. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and happy Passover.
Thank you, Bruce. Wonderful to hear your voice. I just wish we had like one of those visual, like a little, like in Star Wars we did, that little visual. That would be wonderful.
Princess Leia.
Yeah, like the Princess Leia thing.
Actually, there probably is ways we can do it. I'll have to call Mark Monum about that.
All right, Mark, we're gonna find out if there's any ways. I should also mention, I don't know, I think you didn't say it. We do have Yizkor on Wednesday at 10:30. I have our list here, so we are going to be doing that from the sanctuary, and that will be just about a half-hour service at 10:30 in the morning on Wednesday for the final day of Passover. All right, I think we're nearing the end, and we're ready for Ein Kelohenu, which is on page 649.
Oh, I still had the old page number.
Oh, okay.
So it's actually on 626, so that's my bad.
No problem. 626.
I just thought we'd-
626.
Just dig out this really traditional piece that everybody knows, and please sing along. Ein Kelohenu, ein Gadolenu, ein Kemokenu, ein Kamoshienu, Bich Elohenu, Bich Adonenu, Bich Kemokenu, Bich Kamoshienu, Nodel Elohenu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Malkenu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Elohenu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkenu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Elohenu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkenu, Atahu Moshienu.
And we have our gluten-free matzah here.
I'm
whatever,
jealous.
Yeah, gluten-free. The blue kind, which has salt, I think. So if you have matzah out there and you want to say the blessing with us or whatever you have. Oh, I forgot to say also, we have a lot of members who are Christian, and Paul's here as well. Happy Easter to you this weekend, and happy Good Friday as well. We send that wishes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon. And so wonderful to have you with us. I know Cantor's got a final song on 649 with, we already did that. I Dear Who, we're going to go
Yeah,
back to
we're
that.
just. Ah, dear who, ah, dear who, even if it's a big sorrow, bim hera, bia beinu bekaro, el bene, v'techa bekaro. God of might, God of right, we would bow before you, sing your praise in these days, celebrate your glory as we hear, year by year, freedom's wondrous story.
Shabbat Shalom and happy Passover. May you be safe and healthy, and may we meet again soon in person.
Shabbat Shalom. What's the Hanson?